So guys, as 2027 election is by the corner, I have seen a video of this brother you are seeing here from Nigeria that is championing a cause that every youth should stand and speak up to. This cause of electoral reform. I saw his video on Black App, saw it on Blue App and other places, and I made a comment, and there was a reason I made that comment. Yes, every youth need to stand up and speak up for this electoral reform, because if this electoral reform is not passed into law by our National Assembly, what happened in 2023 will just be a child's play to compare with what will happen in 2027. Yes, now. It will be a child's play if we think that anything will change in 2027. What happened in 2023 will just be a child's play. It's as if they are just testing the microphone in 2023. So I love what he's doing, and also call on the other youth of Nigerians to also use their platform to also do the same thing. Though, listen very well. One of the comments I dropped on his video on this electoral reform he's championing, because he has gone to the National Assembly to submit this thing, petition to some people, especially according to him, the Senate President and other members of the House. I drop a comment and I say that this particular electoral reform you are seeing here will not see the light of the day, and I have a reason to I say this. My brother, I'm not trying to discourage you in what you are doing. Yes, I'm also doing the same thing now to call on that particular reform to be passed into law. But that particular reform has been there for years. They have overlooked that particular law for years. Do you know why? The reason why they have overlooked that particular reform law is the reason why I say that they will not allow this electoral reform to be passed into law, because it will affect many of them if it is passed into law. Many of them, they will not allow it to see the light of the day, because many of them will lose their seats if they pass it into law. One time ago, I watched a video on Very Dark Man Post, and I also saw it that INEC is planning to legalize voting without PVC. You know what that means? So this electoral reform, this man is championing and calling the whole youth to come into it, so that let's see if they will pass it into law before 2027. I'm not seeing it happening, because they know there's one particular place in that particular electoral reform that will really make them not to pass this thing into law. And that place is where they said strengthening electronic transmission of results. Listen very well. Let me read what that place says. Listen. On one significant reform area is the electronic transmission of results. Real-time digital reporting can minimize errors and manipulation during collation while expediting the announcement process. This would not only enhance public trust but also create verifiable digital record for evidence-based dispute resolution, implementing a more robust and transparent electronic transmission system will reduce post-election litigation and improve the credibility of election outcome. You see, this particular place now, is the reason why these people will not allow this reform to see the light of the day. If they allow this thing see the light of the day and they pass it into law, many of them that is in that particular in power today will lose their seats, because it simply means that they have allowed the transmission of results electronically, which means after voting that your results will not be manually checked again. It will be transmitted automatically from your polling unit to INEC office. And if possible, they also make it public according to that law. And doing so, they know that so many people today are not happy with them. Transmitting results from polling unit to a INEC office threats will make so many of them lose their seat. And because of that, they will not do that. I'm not, like I said before I start saying this, I'm not discouraging this my brother from doing what he's doing or any other person that want to do that. Even this what I'm also doing is also calling them to overlook these things and do the right thing for Nigeria. Let Nigeria work. If at all they have the interest of Nigeria, like some of them that are now defecting from their party to the ruling party APC are telling their people that the reason why they are doing that is for them to get to the center and bring the dividends of democracy to their people. When I don't really understand, if you are in an opposition, that you will not bring dividends of democracy to your people again unless you join the ruling party, if that is not for their own selfish interests. I got in it. So if at all they really love their people, they really want to give the people the dividends of democracy, let them work so that people will on their own vote them back and also try to pass this particular thing into law if they love their people. Yes. But the thing is that the people we have in power don't really care about us. Yes. They don't really care about us, and anything you are doing is your own. Anything you are doing is your own. They don't care about us. So that's the reason why this electoral reform, I also call people to put their mouth on it. Though I'm not seeing it working. I'm not seeing them putting any interest in it because they don't want to lose their seats. If they want to lose their seat, they will do that. Because the only way they was able that in Nigeria after election that some of these people will be able to manipulate to rig election is by manual collecting of results. If they manually collected your result, they will go and do a different thing and send it to INEC. That's the only way. But if at all the thing will be transmitted immediately, you are voting, the place was the ad hoc officer, of that particular polling unit will automatically transfer your result from that place. As you are voting it, the thing is going straight. That's the meaning. As you are voting, and after reading everything, they will automatically, before they will leave the polling unit, they will automatically transfer everything to INEC. These people will not be able to rig election. And some of them are on seat today know that they came on seat through that particular manual collecting of results. And they will not allow this to see the light of the day. Even the governors will not allow you to, some governors will not allow you to see the light of the day, let alone the senators and the House of Assembly members, even the state House of Assembly members. Nobody will allow this thing to work. But the thing is that we must still talk, and we are talking. I remember my humble style, the Aikman. Peace and love. Don't play, guys.